practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden symbols and messages, as well as all the lyrics of all the top rock songs. And they all sing the same refrain. It's fun.
This is a special request. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimilla, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it
ganja. Welcome to the Adam Dunn Show. This is a lonely one for me. I'm sitting in the studio by myself, except for Chris, of course. But he's not allowed to talk. That's what producers do, you know. But in general, we are going to be calling in. We're going to have Flargle is going to join us. He's on the East Coast. I think he's having some kimchi right now with Grandma, so we got to disturb him in a minute and get him on. Just because, I mean, you can't skip out on work like that. You can't just. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving, dude. I'm vegetarian. What do I care? No, of course. This is an interesting one. This is the 21st year that of the Cannabis Cups that I would have been at if I was there this year. So I missed 21 Thanksgivings in a row, which is kind of rough if you're, everyone. I'm not a big meat eater. Obviously, everyone knows I don't eat the turkey, but like I said, I will inject tryptophan into my veins and not out like the rest of us if I have to. But no, for sure, I think it is nice to get the big gathering together and have, everyone loves an excuse to eat a ton of food and just like lay around and be a sloth, basically, is what it comes down to. It's the weirdest holiday. It has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. I think it's more about Black Friday. I think that's what everybody cares about now. Now, all of a sudden, I moved away and I come back and now it's turned into this whole thing. I didn't even know it existed. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I remember back in the day when people would trample each other for stupid stuff, but I wasn't really part of that. That was Cabbage Patch Kids and crap that people didn't care. Now it's, Beats by Dre or whatever, and people are just going nuts. So I guess Thanksgiving is just a day to get ready for the next day to go shopping, right? So that seems to be the way. So, yeah, I'm going to be having I'm going to have a guest in here, though. I'm not going to be by myself all day. I've got Sheldon Reed coming in from Dank Decals, who works out of here in Colorado and out of Texas. They have two spots, and he's got a great new product. It's a sort of dab bag, which got everything in it, and we're going to take a look at that. I'm finally going to get mine. I've been waiting for it for weeks. So he's going to bring me my coffin bag, and we're going to check that out. Then we've got some call-ins. We're going to be checking out Amsterdam. I'm trying to get them online again. I was with them all morning, actually participating in the event myself. It was quite fun. We did a lot of FaceTime from the show, and it's good to see everybody. It's a gathering every year. It's almost like a high school reunion is how I put it. Like every year, say, hey, yo. And I can't miss all that. So I got a chance to kind of cruise the crowd and peruse. And we're going to try to get back online with those guys and see what we can do. If we can either get to the cup itself and or at least go to my store in the Dam and see what's going down, make some sales, I'll make some sales. So then we've got... let's see. We got a little bit of a roundup. I also want to this week officially. I want to get Way to Grow on board because they have decided to sponsor our show and start doing events at the lab. So I think it's going to be awesome. They have just opened up a new store, or they're about to open up a new store, also for Black Friday, because, that's the day you want to start, right? Mayhem and craziness. It's going to be just north of, the address, let me give it to you clearly, 1051 South Platte River Drive. And that is just north of Mississippi, kind of across from the Breakfast King, which I've been known to hit at certain times, late usually, or early. And they're going to be doing a big deal. They have a Hortilux bulb, $59.95, which is $56.99, even cheaper. They're about $120 originally, so even at $100, that's a good deal. So when you start seeing them at $56, rock bottom prices. So if you need new lights, that's a good chance to get them at a super price and check out the new store. It's going to be like a super store too, huge. They've been in business 11 years, so they definitely can hit any deal. They'll, back up anything. If you bring a deal from another shop, they will definitely make it or break it, I think. I mean, they're definitely giving, and they're going to be doing in-store events also. They have like an HPS versus induction lighting, which will be interesting because induction lighting is another one of those. And we touched on a few different types last week, which was ceramic metal halide and a new kind of T8 or T5 bulb replacements, which were higher par reading. And then there's also these induction lights, which I've seen them in action. I mean, they're definitely interesting. They got super long lasting, like they last ridiculous amount of hours, 100,000 hours or something. So they have, definitely got their benefits. Kind of hard though. There's all this other new lighting on the market, so we're just going to have to compare notes. I am on week 7 right now with those ceramic metal halides, and I'm telling you, I'm pretty impressed. Even in the last 48 hours, beautiful, stress-free plants, super nice. But back to our boys at Way to Grow, they're definitely going to be on bringing us lots of product here to test. I mean, this week we're just taking it easy, and I'll try to get them on get some of the experts here from their shop to give us an idea of what they're doing. So thanks, Way to Grow, for jumping on board, and I'll hit them up at the end of the hours and give them another boost. So. Let's call Flargle, get him in. We got to have Flargle, right? It's not a show without the Flarg. Sorry, we're disturbing his kimchi session. So I hope his grandma answers at least. He's going to leave us hanging, I can already tell. Come on, Flarg. No radio skills, this guy. Wow. Well, there you go. That's why we call him the Flargle, because, right when we need him in the crunch, he's not there.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
That is terrible. All right. Well, he's out. Sidekick free. That's how it works sometimes around here. Definitely would like to get in touch with some of the people down at the shop in Amsterdam, so I'm going to be checking in with them and see if we can get my little setup going there so we can interview a few people. We'll do some news. I mean, a lot of news went down this last week. Everybody knows about the raids that went down and how crazy that was as far as, the fact that it would take, things from out of state to bring all the heat here. And then it's not even really about the product itself. It's mostly about guns and other stuff and people, wanting to have people whacked and stuff. So, I can definitely see where they took it seriously. That's great. And I'd have to say, everyone's all down on the DEA and stuff. The fact that they didn't really, didn't go after people who were not doing crazy things, then they definitely, that's going to have to happen. It's part of the deal. If you want to sign the dotted line, you're also telling them that they have the ability to come in when you're not doing things correct. And, when you see, guns and out-of-state things and all that, it's definitely not a good sign it's not good for Colorado. We try to keep we have the ability to create this awesome place here, so why mess it up? So, hopefully the part that I'm mostly disappointed on is the fact that all these people are going to lose their jobs, and there are a lot of these, none of these people had anything to do with this. All the people who work there, you can never, blame the staff, because the staff definitely, it seems, were on the up and up, and it was just a few bad apples. That's what usually happens. We got Amsterdam calling in. Let's see. Okay, good. They just got at the shop, so in a little bit we'll check in at the store, and we'll see how that all rolls in. And yeah, it's been interesting. It's been so that whole thing went down. It scared a bunch of people, but it also, again, it galvanizes the community to sort of say, hey, you know what, do your things right. Why not? It's like we're given a golden opportunity. So I would say it's a good idea to pay your taxes, take care of your stuff, pay your employees. The most important parts of running a business, because a lot of times people come into this industry from just a real simple way of doing business, which is I give you this and you give me that, and that's it. Whereas, now we have a lot more on our plate. We have to take care of, like any business, you need to take care of all the ins and outs of running this properly. So the whole craziness of that, as bad as it sounded, I think was actually a good thing to make people realize that this isn't just Wonderland and we can do whatever we want, And another big news was the smoke initiative thing, or the smell thing, actually passed, which I think is kind of crazy. So apparently, if you're in Denver proper, in the city of Denver, then it's off limits anywhere that you can't see. So I think the fence companies are going to do really well in the next couple of weeks. They'll be like can I have like a 40-foot fence put up in front of my house? Because then nobody can see me from any angle, you know? So I don't know. Maybe the fence companies will do well. Maybe if they do, I'll get a free one at my spot. I mean, that's the thing is you got to understand that smells are one of those things where to one person it's offensive and horrible, and to the rest of us, I mean, I love the smell in my neighborhood down in Rhino District because no one's got filters and they're just blasting that stuff and no one seems to care. I come outside of my shop and I'm like, wow, this is intense. It's harvest time somewhere, you know? But it's actually, yeah, I mean, we have a pig ear boiling factory or something around the corner, which does for dog treats. And that is horrendous. Let me tell you, that is one of those, like, death. It's pure. It's like you can just smell. Ugh. And that, I mean, they have more complaints than anything, and they still haven't done anything about that. So, you know, as things go along, I think people get used to smells, and then they'll all enjoy it, and you know, people might even be attracted to move towards those neighborhoods. Who knows? Give me the weed smelling neighborhood over the pig ear factory. I just have to say. So Flargle left us. The news is kind of weak today because I don't have him to bounce it off. So luckily those two incidences were pretty prominent. So we have to kind of, you know, definitely got to cover a little bit of news here. Last week was awesome with Tony Budden and the hemp initiative, and I can really feel the momentum from that. Actually, did a lot. It got a lot of people excited, realizing that this stuff is going to happen. I was hanging with Bruce Perlowan, who we were going to get on the show, but he kind of got lost coming here. So hung out with him after for the next couple of days. And I mean, he's the CEO of Hemp Inc. And here we go. We got Flargle calling in. So he seemed pretty eager to get this hemp house going, which is awesome. Is that Flargle on the line?
Hello?
Oh, there.
Yo.
Yo. How was your kimchi?
Hello?
How was your kimchi?
Kimchi's good. Eating cheese now with my grandma.
Kimchi's?
Kimchi, yeah, dude.
That's it's very American of you guys to mix up American cheese slices.
We're allowed to eat cheese.
So how is it over there in Virginia, the place that I guess you have to go sometimes if you live there? But
well, it started to snow when I drove to my grandma's. Yeah, it snowed a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's typical Virginia. There's lots of cops everywhere. It's kind of scary to drive at night.
Yeah,
I haven't been drinking. Haven't been drinking at all. Like, go visit friends. They offer me drinks. I say I'm too scared to get a DUI.
Yeah, I mean, definitely East Coast always gives you that. I mean, I lived there as a kid, and I mean, that's why I left, because I was like, man, this place is nothing but trouble. It's like it's just waiting. Yeah. Trouble's waiting around every corner, it feels like sometimes. So you get a chance to go into the city at all? You're just staying out there or where are you at? You're kind of
a little bit.
suburban?
I talked to my friends about the whole legalization or the medical marijuana out there, and they're all waiting for the decriminalization because the medical marijuana is not really doing anything.
Yeah, I heard Washington had something like 90 people or something on their program, or how many was it?
It's like 98.
98 in the whole region. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with the fact that most people there are working for the government and can't get on the program or, you know.
But I'm sure it's scared to write the script because they don't want to get there. Because they're right next door to the DEA, so if they want to go do something, then they can just walk down the street.
Sure. No, I know. It's not the most effective program, it seems like. But at the same time, as everything around them sort of dissolves, I think definitely legalization seems to be the obvious choice for the next, within a 5-year gap, I'd hope. But we'll see. I mean,
a bunch of people I met, they're all interested in like the medicinal aspect, like the CBD plants I've been reading about, and they've been making the news. So I think once more and more of those strains start getting developed, I think a lot more people open their minds up as far as non.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's going to be it may be the silver bullet. I mean, obviously, when you have kids involved and people moving from state to state, it definitely opens people's eyes, especially in the states that they're moving away from. I mean, they may realize that this is a pretty powerful thing, which is causing people to transit, get up and move to another state just to take care of their kid, because that's how most people operate, at least.
Yeah. It's weird from a little 2-second delay of you talking and then hearing it.
Why? Because you got the radio on again, like you're trying to do, like normal?
No, I have it on mute. I'm just looking at the screen. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
talking and then not talking.
Ner. Well, it's sort of like when you're here. It's just like when you're here anyway. There's about a 2-second delay between the time I ask you something and the time you actually respond. At least a 2-second delay. So it's not much different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's well, we did the news. We talked about the fact that the smell ordinance thing actually passed, which is terrible. So, you can't smoke in your front yard of your house or anything. So we covered that news. We covered all the busts.
Talk about VIP?
Yeah, we talked about VIP and all the fact that all the shops that were there were interconnected, and it wasn't something like a full-on raid of the entire industry or anything. So I said, everybody just relax. We're all good. As long as you've got your stuff in order, you should be fine. And that's kind of part of the deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, so are you going to be perusing any other states, or are you just kind of staying where you're at?
No, I'm about to go to Richmond, take my grandma down there, see my aunt.
Well, there you go, live. Grandmas and aunts being taken. Now they're happy to know that the whole world knows that.
That's my grandma. She's here next to me.
Oh, well, see, you might have to have your grandma come as our guest host. Might be a little more productive than having you around.
She'll get you some cheese.
For sure. So, we have Sheldon coming in a little bit later to finally bring me my coffin. So that's going to be awesome.
Nice.
So when you get back, we will have the coffin in house finally. And
the quartz nail in yet?
Sorry?
That quartz nail?
No. Imagine that. Right after he said right after Thanksgiving he'll have those. He's still waiting for the male 14 mil part. So.
I'll just sell all around pieces.
Unbelievable, right? So I think for Christmas we will definitely have our temple finally on point, and we can start promoting it properly. Right now it's hard. I can't really promote something I can't use, can I? It's a bit difficult. So we're gonna let you go off and take care of Grandma and Aunt, and we're gonna give a call over to Amsterdam in a minute and check in. We managed to have a pretty good. I talked to her about 2 hours this morning. I got on FaceTime and talked to everybody over there, so it was quite fun. And we're going to try to do the same thing at the store. So if you're listening, you can't really see us while you're driving. Don't watch while you're driving, please. Don't watch us. Try to listen. All right. See you. We'll see you and you're going to be in California at the Hoodlam for Black Friday, right?
Oh yeah, so I'll be flying out Friday morning, so I should be there just in time for them to open, I think.
Perfect. So the Hood Lab at 1669 Haight. If you're in the area, come see Flargle. He'll be there rocking, making sales, making major sales on Black Friday, 20% off both shops, both the shop here in Denver and the shop in San Francisco. But you got to come in. There's none of this like calling in on the day. That doesn't work. You got to roll in. You got to work for Black Friday. Black Friday is about standing in lines, getting trampled to death. All those good fun American things. So
punching and shoving.
Exactly.
That's how you shop.
Exactly. So good luck on the road. Be careful out there.
All right. Well, actually, I went to DC a couple times, and I was not part of the knockout game. Nice. Yeah, try to stay away from the knockout game if you're. Is it actually is that not just an urban myth now and happened once, or is it happening a lot now? Yeah, I read in the paper this morning. This lady shot and killed 2 kids because one kid, she thought they were going to grab her purse. One kid punches her. Another kid comes up to punch her. She'd already been mugged before, so she's carrying a gun. Pulls out her gun, fires 5 shots into a group of kids and kills 2 of them. The cops looking for the other 3.
There you go. Well, that's a good way to stop that game in its tracks, right? I mean, come on.
That's the second kid who's been shot during the punch-out game, so maybe they'll learn.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Not the greatest idea. Definitely
one of those. That's just not a good idea.
Well, yeah, it was one of those situations where you're like, almost feel like I'm getting old. Like, what's wrong with these kids? God, dang kids! But no, definitely not a very social way to spend your day running around knocking people out.
Yeah.
So be careful, Flargle. We'll catch up with you soon, and we'll see you on the rebound.
Into like a week and a half?
Week and a half, man. It's going to be the longest week and a half of my life. Let me tell you.
All right.
Good luck out there. I'll give you a shout out in San Francisco and see how it goes.
All right. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Ooh.
Well, there you go. Major news from Flargle. Grandma is making kimchi, which I've never heard of, and he's driving Grandma and his aunt to something. I don't know. So,
Grandma to his aunt's house.
there you go. Grandma to aunts. So, yeah, we're going to give my friend a shout in a minute when he gets his act together. Now, Amsterdam is definitely rocking right now with the cup. Oh, actually, we heard some wins. Rare Dankness here from Colorado got first and third place in the Legends of Hashish. So we give him a round of applause. Oh, we have a call coming in. Hello there.
Hey, it's Tom McLean. I was
Tom.
on the show last week with Tony.
I know you were the guy in the corner. You're the guy in the corner.
Yep,
Can
that
you
was
turn
me.
down? Can you turn
With the
down
military haircut, looking like a narc.
Right. Can you turn down your radio there, or your?
Hey, just wanted to sit and say thanks to Adam for the great hospitality, and just kind of give him a little update on kind of where some things have happened since we met last week. But
Cool. Can you turn down? Can you turn down your computer for a second for us?
yeah, sure.
Thanks. Just because I get an echo here. It's like back in the day on the radio, you know. Hey, turn down your radio. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, I used to be that guy. It's like, hey, get that phone away from your speaker, please. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah,
wow.
you lose tickets that way. You never win the ticket when you're the guy with the wah wah on this thing. So tell us what's going down. What have you heard? You got some new news for us?
Well, really, things are moving forward very nicely. We've got our first batch of fiber coming from Canada
Nice.
to the processing plant. It should arrive hopefully today, if not today, Friday.
Is that a whole container, or is it just like a sort of small amount to start with?
It's just going to be an initial 50 pounds,
Okay.
and they're going to do testing on that,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, we'll determine which types of paper we're going to go ahead and move into production with.
Awesome. And that's going to be,
Very
and that's getting delivered to the East Coast, or?
Yeah, it's going to go to the East Coast, to Massachusetts.
Nice.
That's where the testing facility is for the initial runs.
And is this Canadian fiber, or is this? Where's the fiber from? Canada or France, or where does it have to come from?
The initial fiber is coming out of Canada.
Canada, okay.
And then we're going to be testing other fibers, though they're available to us from China and Europe as well.
Nice. Well, and hopefully from Colorado really soon too. That's the idea, right?
God, that's when it gets exciting, Adam. Is when it'll be paper produced in America from American fiber.
For sure.
That's what the main goal is to. And next year, I think we'll have some limited production in that capacity, but. And we're hoping maybe Ryan will let us use a little bit of fiber in some of this initial production, especially when we produce the Declaration of Independence. Nice. We would love that some of that fiber has come from Laughlin Farms.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So how is the did you go to the Fort Collins meeting the other day with them, or?
I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make it to that. I would have loved to have. It looked like it went very well. Really appreciate what Jared Polis is doing in regard to hemp.
Oh yeah,
a lot of exciting news coming out of that meeting.
Pretty much the reason we could spearhead this whole thing is from Jared. So I mean, we definitely have to give him thanks for making it all happen, because he's been pushing.
Yeah.
He's been pushing it.
It definitely takes some politicians with some brass balls to take this issue on and do it fearlessly without, kowtowing to the corporatocracy that's well entrenched.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see people fighting the fight and making it happen. I mean, here in Colorado, we luckily got to a point now where it's just kind of coordinating everything properly. We're kind of past the initial fight, but it's really good to help other states push it like we did. I got people in Maine who are really excited about growing hemp now. They really want to get on board. So I'm trying to help them kind of make that happen, because I really think it's going to just pop up in all over the states. And then at a certain point, it's just going to be like, blank. Because, I mean, technically, there'll be regions that'll be the prime growing regions for hemp. But at the same time, hopefully there'll be lots of smaller places doing like small runs and making it possible for people like you to do multiple styles of paper, not just, Monsanto style paper where we're like, it's only white reams and that's it. I mean, like to see.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like what happened to potatoes or, things like that, where it's like the McDonald's basically created the current potato that is in the marketplace because of the machinery they were cut on and that they were the largest, users of those. And hopefully, and I really don't think that'll be the case. I don't.
Well, I mean, the problem.
I know certain. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, I think the problem is that most people are sort of out of touch with paper in general, and they might just think that everything has to go into a printer, and it has to be perfectly cut and no imperfections or anything. And I think part of the charm of hemp is a lot of times having those small people doing small runs and having that, unique qualities of like original paper as it used to be. I mean, obviously we need both on the marketplace, I think.
I think, too, that people realize that this kind of sterile environment that's been created by industry kind of divorces them from, any real contact with nature. And I'm hoping that's part of what we're doing is help people reconnect with that, through all the products that they use. And I think hemp is very well positioned to take a lead in that, bringing back to people that, natural fiber is sustainable.
So I got a question.
Let's use it in everything.
I got a quick question from one of our listeners, and they basically wanted to know if there's any hemp packaging companies that are already in existence, or is it kind of still at the threshold as far as packaging for, like, for instance, paper packaging. Is there any
not that I'm aware of in the U.S. There isn't any company that I myself am aware of. If there is, I would love to know who that is.
I think it's
in Canada.
It's a bit cost.
There
are. It's a bit cost restricted. Do you know any of the names of the companies in Canada by any chance, or?
I don't, Adam. I would have to research that, and there's not many at that either. There's only one company I know that's actually making printing paper. And outside of that, I don't think anywhere in North America there's another company that's actually producing with hemp right now.
Yeah, well, what you're going to find, I think, is that this stuff will go real fast. Like, right now, there's not anybody doing it, but the minute you start making more paper, other people see the quality, what's worth, it'll start to sort of mushroom from that point. And I think it wouldn't take long for people to see the value. And I think also it's just that whole cost thing where it's just like, if we have to import it from other countries, it doesn't make as much sense as if we grow it right here.
Exactly. And that's what we want to bring to the farmers of Colorado and eventually all of the United States is that, we do have a market. It does exist. I mean, it's a minimum of $500 million market right now, and that really doesn't even include paper. Sure. That's yet to even really become a part of that market now. So
why people use paper still?
That's very exciting, to be right at the threshold of helping reestablish a product that, 100 years ago, it was the main form of paper. I mean, that was what was used, was hemp.
And 100 years ago,
paper nice was... to get back to that.
Yeah, paper was king 100 years ago, too, where all documents were on paper. There was no computers. There was no, hard drives anywhere with all your information. So pretty much everything had to be filed on paper. And it couldn't be the paper that we have now, which after 1 year, it's already yellow and falling apart. It had to be quality enough paper that it's going to sit, through the test of time and 10, 20 years be on file, which kind of, I think, is how those things had to be.
Exactly. And if you look at archival paper, it's either going to be a form of linen paper, which there's a belief that the Constitution is printed on hemp paper. That's not actually accurate. The actual Constitution is printed on a linen paper.
Yeah, it was the draft. It was the draft.
All of the drafts were done on hemp paper.
Right, exactly. And I think the way it is now, though, if you look at the quality of the paper that's available, it might be a reversal because also back in the day, the kings always ate like really heavy, starchy, nasty food, and then all the peasants ate all the hemp gruel, and then they outlived all of the kings, you know what I mean? And the kings all died young because they had heart attacks and stuff or got killed in battle, but usually the peasants ended up living 50, 60, 70 years because they pretty much ate gruel and simple basic food, but it actually was better for them in the long run because they didn't clog up all their arteries and kick the bucket at 45 years old or something. So hopefully
our current king tends to eat that way. I'm all for it. Yeah.
Let them go. But then the reality would be,
Oh,
I mean, but the
I better
reality
not
is,
go there. Oh, sorry.
but the reality is, I think like now we realize that the peasant food and the peasant clothing was actually now is what we consider the higher end stuff. I mean, the hemp and the natural fibers, because now what happened is everybody kind of pushed towards synthetics and got away from the point that they were, you know, that was really simple. That's just like a linen shirt or something. But now you see that those are the higher quality products because they're not just wash and wear and fall apart. You know, I mean, they're not like some 99-cent thing out of India. They're actually forged from the ground. You know what I mean? In a sense, as far as comparatively to something that's just pumped up and shot through. You know.
Exactly. And it's wonderful that Americans and just the world in general are really fully beginning to embrace this, that we have to go back to using natural fibers as the mainstay, and that in essence they're better in every usage that it would be in textiles in our homes, apparel that we wear, in our food. I mean, I'm glad that, you know, corporations are losing their position to be able to dictate to us exactly what we're going to buy, what we're going to use, how we're going to use it. I'm glad that Americans there is a revolution against that right now, and it's wonderful to be a part of that. And you too, Adam. Thank you for being a part of that.
Hey, thank you for sure, and glad you could call in and be part of the show again. Last time we kind of left you in the corner, you know, just like that guy. The paper guy over there.
That was okay. I performed well in the corner.
We were busy. We were definitely busy last week with guests. I mean, we had difficult time getting everybody on. We couldn't get Bruce in here, even though he did make it at the end of the show. We didn't have time. But like I said, I was actually quite happy to spend an extra day or so with him and get an idea of what's going on. And I actually have put the word out, and I've got 5 spots to go look at next week with Jason. So you can tell Bruce that we're working hard. So.
Well, he was very appreciative again of your hospitality, Adam, and the fine work that you're doing as well. And I know he wants to support that in any way that he can.
That's awesome. Well, that's what we need around here. Everybody needs to support each other. I mean, that's part of the deal right now.
Exactly.
Don't think you're going to be the only guy out there, because there's everyone's going to. Let's try to pull everybody through this one and get to the next level, and then the next round of people let them work a little extra hard, you know. Because we have definitely worked our asses off on this one to get this far.
That's right. Cool. Again, thanks so much, Adam.
Hey, thanks,
appreciate
it. Give us a shout whenever. Stay on definitely keep listening to the show and jump in whenever you feel like giving us an update on paper production and how it's going.
I'll do it. I sure will.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Yep. Thanks. That was Matt McLean from. I don't know the name of his company, unfortunately, like as usual, but he is the paper guy, and he is definitely making. He is making the first American paper, hopefully, out in the East Coast of Massachusetts, which is another state which is definitely blowing up. Everyone's starting to call now. They all want to know what's going on. Let's see if we can turn this off for a second. And I've got a call in from Amsterdam. It says no way to film you, but I can send a clip via something from you. Okay, well, we'll have him send us a clip. Here, do you want to contact him? The Gabe Mac guy, and then figure out how to send it. You can tell him where to send it to, whatever. Because he's got shots he took already of us talking and stuff. Okay. So yeah, you can maybe text him and tell him what's up. So yeah, we're going to try to get in touch with Amsterdam in a minute and get them on live. I can give a call to the shop, which I can. Let me see. Let me give them a call. I can give you a number right now to call. Here, call this number. It's +31. So +31. Yeah, there is. Let's go to the 0 and hold it down. There you go. +31 20 421-1762. That is the shop number at Hemp Works in Amsterdam. Anybody out there wants to call it there and bother them, go ahead. No, I'm only kidding. They don't need you to bother them. 1762. We'll give a call to the shop, see what's going down. Better answer the phone. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to start yelling at everybody. Not answering the shop.
Hello, Temperance.
Aha, this is letting it ring for a while. This is Adam on the Adam Dunn Show. Is Gabe around?
Sorry?
Is Gabe there? There's a guy named Gabe hanging out there. Can you find him for me, please?
Sorry, I can't really hear you.
This is Adam calling.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. You're on the radio, actually, in America, or all over the world, I should say. So,
oh, hello.
Hello, world.
We've been trying to call you, yes.
I know. So I would like to see if Gabe's around. I could give him a shout right now.
Yes,
on the air.
yes, sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, is it Adam?
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Hey there. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. We got a couple customers in the store here.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's part of the deal of having a store, right? Lots of customers.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So basically, we just sent you an email link to if you want to send anything that you might have already that we could post up, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you sent me the link. Yeah, exactly. So I need to use Anya's phone and send that via WhatsApp.
There you go. So,
but you need to call, and then I can put you there, and then she can, film something and put that via WhatsApp, and I can walk around through the store with you. She can film it.
Okay, well, that sounds awesome. So you're gonna give us a number to call, or?
Huh?
You're gonna send us a link to call a different number, or how's it gonna work?
Yeah. So if you call me, through FaceTime.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I guess you could record that through FaceTime, right? Or Skype.
That's the hard
Skype
part.
Works too. If you call me through Skype.
Okay, we can try Skype. We'll do that in a second. I'll do a Skype link in a second.
Try Skype, and then you record the image. And I'll do a little tour, and Anya will send the clip that she films through WhatsApp. And then you can use that as like an intro or something, it's like, oh yeah, this was earlier today.
Sounds crazy. Well, we're live right now. We're live right now, so we'll figure it all out. I mean, let's call you. You send me the number, or I'll call you on Facebook. I'll call you on Skype. How's that?
You call me where?
Skype in a minute. All right. Sounds good.
Bye.
Take care. Boom. Technical overload. So Gabe, who's over there right now, he is my tech guy in Amsterdam, and so he's made this happen. We actually we had a live FaceTime session at the show today at the Cannabis Cup, and it was awesome. We had a little cutout. We used the famous beard cutout, cut out the mouth, made sure my mouth lined up perfect. It was very technically, worked perfect. So very hard to figure out how we're gonna show it to you, but we'll make it. We'll make it if we can. So let me get Gabe's information up here for Chris, and we'll try to get in touch with him via. So it's here to go. Here's his profile. Bam. So, and then we will check in at the shop in Amsterdam, and you guys can take a look at my store there and see how we roll. It should be busy or not. I don't know. We'll see. You never know. The cup's always a strange one. It'll be packed, and then it'll be empty, and then it's depending on what's going on. They're on their fourth night, I believe, Sunday. No, they're on their, Sunday to Wednesday, so they're on their fourth night. It is a long event. The ones over here are only 2 days, and you can go home and sleep in your own bed. But when you're over there, it's kind of like it's a all-day grind. Everybody's from out of town. It's not that easy to get around, so there's a lot to coordinate even to get there, sometimes even much. You got him on there? Boom. And pretty soon we should be having Sheldon Reed come in and give me my brand new coffin bag, and I'll be able to show you guys what it's about, and hopefully get some orders in for that, because it's an awesome idea, and pretty much everybody who's okay. So we're on it. Is that the Skype one though, Gabe Mack? Gabe Mack. Yeah, there you go. I thought that was a little bit crazy with numbers on Skype. Yeah, Gabe Mack. is the man. So if you guys ever need any kind of video, audio, consulting, he's the bomb. He does the TED conferences and stuff like that, so he's definitely on point. And got to have those people all around the world, right? So we'll give Gabe a shout, and then hopefully he can cruise us through the store and see what's going down, see if anybody's rolling through. Got to talk to Soma today. That was fun. Talked to Soma, Sagar Mother Seeds, Milo from Big Buddha Seeds, the guys from Devil's Harvest. Talked to the Grassroots boys. They were over there representing Colorado. It was a pretty fast, massive amount of people in a short amount of time, which is awesome.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
Okay. Let's see what Gabe Mac's doing. I'll get back to. So here, let's take like a 5-minute break, and I'll do some tech. That way, we're not trying to do all this technical stuff on the air, and we can bring it back, hopefully live from the cup.
Canapunch is a delicious and effective medical marijuana beverage proudly made right here in Colorado. Each bottle is freshly infused with 100% pure flower extract from the highest grade marijuana plants available today. Using proprietary extraction methods, every bottle of Canapunch is consistently and reliably infused with an exact milligram dosage that you can count on to relieve your symptoms each and every time. Canapunch is delicious. There's never any medicine-y taste. We use only 100% cannabis flowers. No trim or byproducts are ever used in Canapunch. It does not require refrigeration and comes in convenient, resealable multi-dose bottles from 60 milligrams to 200 milligrams. We have drinks with dosage that works best for you. Canapunch is available in a variety of delicious flavors like black cherry, watermelon, pineapple mango, and blue raspberry. And we now have strain-specific beverages available just for you. Canapunch is delicious, convenient, consistent, and effective. Give it a try and experience the Canapunch difference.
Call Canisher at 1-800-420-5757 for all your insurance needs. Canisher understands the risks you face each day, and we are there to protect your business and your investment. Since 2010, Canisher has been serving the cannabis industry nationwide. Call Canisher at 1-800-420-5757 or visit us on the web at canisher.com to learn more about our insurance and risk management services. Proud member of the NCIA.
Independent Records and Videos has been your locally owned and operated choice for music, movies, and lifestyle accessories since 1978. Independent Records and Videos has 7 locations from Denver to Colorado Springs to Pueblo to serve your entertainment needs. Whether it's vinyl, CDs, DVDs, books, smoking accessories, or hundreds of other fun and fanciful items, Independent is ready and waiting to make your dreams come true. We are always buying, selling, and trading vinyl, CDs, books, and DVDs, so sell yours and buy ours. Independent Records and Videos, your entertainment headquarters. Check us out at beindependent.com or on Facebook.
High up in the Rockies is beautiful Frisco, Colorado. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is a medical marijuana center with compassion for Colorado's medical patients. Looking for great meds grown organically in soil? You've come to the right place. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is just off I-70 at exit 203. Check them out at the web at www.mmrockies.com. Their ever-changing strain and clone selection is updated on the website daily. When making a trip to the mountains, no matter the season, stop by Medical Marijuana of the Rockies. Make sure you say you heard about them on iCannabis Radio. You can call 970-668-MEDS to get more information. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, your mountain source for meds.
This segment was brought to you by The Farm, a medical marijuana care center located at 2801 Iris Street in Boulder. The Farm carries premium, cannabis, edibles, and Hummingbird brand products. Visit our new cannabis lifestyle store for your local artesian glass, vaporizers, and hemp clothing. The Farm has been serving Boulder since 2009. Isn't it time you come and see what we have to offer?
Ideal 420 soil is preloaded to perfection with all your nutrient, microbial, and biostimulant needs. It's compatible with all strains and is good for a 22-week grow cycle from seed to harvest. This product is 100% organic and gives your marijuana that awesome aroma and smooth taste. we all desire. Ideal 420 Technologies is well-grounded in soil chemistry, soil physics, and microbial biology, making them the most advanced soil company in the marijuana industry. They do the science so growers can focus on what truly matters, the plants themselves. No more mixing and feeding of expensive nutrient lines, supplements, and foliar sprays. Not to mention, the company is prideful in being the most consistent soil product that has yet to hit the market. Due to the results when using Ideal 420 soil, they are quickly changing the standard for cannabis cultivation. To order the product, go to ideal420soil.com. Use promo code INTHELAB for an additional 20% off.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
Green Faith Ministry is for spiritual guidance, MMJ information, and networking combined with compassionate care on the way to enlightenment with all Green Faith sacraments. Green Faith provides charity assistance, including medical and food throughout the year. Contact them at greenfaithministry.com. The Law Office of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Mayton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On Grass. Runongrass.com.
This segment was brought to you by The Farm, a medical marijuana care center located at 2801 Iris Street in Boulder. The Farm carries premium, cannabis, edibles, and Hummingbird brand products. Visit our new cannabis lifestyle store for your local artesian glass, vaporizers, and hemp clothing. The Farm has been serving Boulder since 2009. Isn't it time you come and see what we have to offer?
This is Jessica Asplund with the Crested Butte Wellness Center in the Craig Apothecary. I'd like to invite you into either of our locations to see the difference compassion makes. With everything from sublingual tablets, gluten-free products, and a growing variety of edibles, there is sure to be something right for everyone. We carry only top-shelf, organically grown cannabis at affordable prices for everyone. Stop in and see us at our Crested Butte location at 329 Bellevue Avenue or at our Craig location at 611 Breeze Street.
Whether you are a commercial grower or cultivate as a hobby, No Dough Urban Garden Supply is Denver's first stop for your hydroponic grow needs. With a wide range of products including House and Garden, Botanicare, and Fox Farm, their knowledgeable staff can get you started.
National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Welcome back to the Adam Dunn Show. So I just did a quick little tour of my own store back in the Dam. They're going to send it to us, and we can do a little cyber tour of my shop. So hopefully that pops through in a minute. We'll be able to check that out. I've also got Sheldon Reed coming through with the bag. He better get here soon. I've been waiting, man, for weeks. Get here soon. And we had Flargle back on earlier, and probably won't need to go back to Flargle. I'm sure Grandma and him have plenty to do. And we got a chance to talk to Matt McLean again, our guest from last week, who was here to talk about paper and how we're about to expand into that market pretty soon. And so we had a little quick chat with him. That was awesome. So also, I wanted to once again thank my sponsors, Way to Grow. And they're all over the place. They have shops in Gun Barrel, down up here in Boulder. I think I'm in Fort Collins, and now they're opening up one in Lakewood, and there's probably some other shop that I don't know about out there. But the the one over on Boom, on the other one in Lakewood, which is on off of Sheridan there. That's a great shop. And so thanks to you guys on board, and of course Boulder Wellness, always keeping it real. They got a bunch of our strains on their menu, so if you guys need to get bubble gum, or I think what else do they got? They got some Tange on their menu, which is awesome. They've got a few flavors that you should definitely check out. Prices are awesome, service is great, and they're just getting better and better. So thanks to Boulder Wellness for keeping everything going here. So it's what I'm puffing on these days. That's what I'm smoking. And I want to thank obviously my lovely wife and my little buddy Nick there, my little boy, and my mom, Mama Ace, coming to pick me up soon. Go check out her new spot. So sounds good. So like I said, little shout outs to everybody there. And obviously want to hype up the fact that we got Black Friday coming up for both Hood Labs, the one in San Francisco and the one here in Denver, are both doing 20% off of all the new gear, which is a super deal since we don't usually can't really discount the new gear too much because that's the whole point of it being new. So good chance to get some new, fresh gear, super cheap. And you better get it quick in the Denver shop because I am running out of stuff fast. I mean, yesterday was a mad rush for, I think, Christmas time. People who are smart go shopping a couple days before the craziness because when the craziness kicks in, you might get a deal, but it ain't worth it sometimes. Just to get to that deal, it's like, damn, it's cost me more to get there. So Black Friday, Hood Lab, come on through. We've got, let's see, what else we got going on at the lab coming up soon. Well, we've got a great new show coming up, Fear and Loathing Across America, it's called, and it's going to be starting on the 6th, I think it is the first Friday this next month, and it's actually going to run on for 3 months. It's going to be 2 artists, 3 months long. The show is going to evolve, so it's going to be really awesome. Come to the first one. We'll have, first Friday, last Friday of every month for 3 months. That's 6 parties in total based on just one show. So we will be stepping it up each show and kind of making it more and more interesting. Really good artwork, lots of it, all different price ranges, prints, cheap prints to keep so people can be part of it without having to spend a fortune. But there's going to be some incredible original pieces there also. So like I said, Fear and Loathing Across America. We are the first show in Denver. So come on down on that first Friday, check it out. And like I said, 3 whole months, so it's going to be easy enough to, no excuses on this show. It's not like, hey, I missed you. 3 months long. Come on, guys. You can make it through. And what else do we got going on? We got so much all the time. It's kind of getting kind of crazy. We have on the 3rd Saturdays of every month, we are doing Uncontrollable, which is a drum and bass party. We got Freaky Flow from Canada coming in this next time. It's going to be an awesome show. Apparently he canceled, I guess, last time or didn't get paid or something. So we're going to try to make up for all that crowd out there that definitely was waiting for him the first time and make that show. That show's going to be popping, I'm sure. So let's see. We're waiting on a download coming in at some point where we can check out the little tour that we just did on a one-take tour. Probably takes a little while, I'm sure, because anything video is a nightmare. And we will have Sheldon Reed, hopefully. Let's see where Sheldon's at. I'll have to give him a text and see where he's at. He must be close. We also have... hopefully next week, we will start with Warren to start getting him in here more often. And I want to get Jason in here to keep us updated with as things are rolling. So we're going to start to do a little more on the political side, not too hard, not too deep. Keep everybody fresh. Let's see where he's at. Where you at? And got a message from Gabe. Let's see what that says. Hopefully he can still do it. Sending through WhatsApp. So he's got it coming through WhatsApp right now. Perfecto. Not yet. So we got any questions on the chat room there while we're in the dead zone here? Anything? I mean, I guess the first couple weeks I didn't even pay attention, so now I really got to make up for all that. No, nobody cares. Oh. You can always call in for a question too. That's always acceptable. 720-381-1420 is the call-in number. Feel free to call in. Hear yourself on the air, but try not to keep your radio too loud or your computer so we don't have to hear the echo. But wow, live, worldwide. I got to see a lot of good friends over there this morning. I'll just give a shout out to all of them. Like I said earlier, to the guys from Soccer Mother, Milo from Big Buddha, Amit from Arrogance, and a ton more actually. So the Ouija's. Oh, here we go. We got Sheldon calling in. Where is he? He thinks he's out front. So we'll have him go check and see what's up. Cool. Oh, I hope he didn't go to the other side of town though. So we got Sheldon somewhere in the neighborhood, hopefully, bringing me my very own coffin bag. So as far as other news that I heard, this is some sad news. I mean, you got to have sad news with the good news, but billionaire Peter Lewis died this week of a heart attack in Coconut Grove. I don't have the information in front of me, but he was a philanthropist who did a lot for the community. I think he put about $40 million into legalization to get it to where we are right now. And he's always been a big advocate, but he hopefully his family is still involved and keeps going with the fight for what he was fighting for the whole time. Because like a lot of the warriors out there, when Jack died, it was literally right as everything started to change. And I think with Peter Lewis, same sort of deal, where it was. He says it's too big to send the video. I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Wrong place.
Huh?
Wrong place.
No. Did you find him?
No, I didn't see anybody out there.
Okay. No, that wasn't him. That was saying the video is too big. So now we have mass confusion out there. One guest lost. One thing's too big to send. Maybe we can break it into two. Break it up. So... and with Sheldon, I'll just have to send him a message, I guess. So hold on one more second. Let me see if I can get him in. Are we on a musical break? Oh, there we go. That's always good. A little music to break up the silence. Let's see if we can get him in Warren Edson's office. Yeah, I was hoping to get Sheldon on here because we're trying to get Bobby B to come and to give us a call in from Cottonmouth Kings. He is very interested in all the new lighting that we've got. We've sent him out a set of the ceramic metal halides, so I wanted to see how his response was to that. So hopefully whenever Sheldon gets in, we'll be able to get that going here. Ooh. Yes. So yeah, we have somehow this place is impossible to find for some people, but hopefully we'll get Sheldon here. He's close, I believe. He's texting in. So we'll try to get some of those videos sent over. We'll see how it works. What did he say? What's this? Okay. We have some news. Be aware of the MBD. So they're now it seems like they are starting to enforce the sign advertising rules, which were in place last year. So basically, I kind of think everybody got a little bit relaxed. I saw lots of places that seemed to be pushing the envelope where it was like, well, it doesn't really say, but it does say. You know, when you see a thing that says $30 for a quarter, it doesn't really take a brainiac to figure out what that is. That is advertising. So be aware that the MED, yes, the MED, not the city, has actually started to enforce the sign. This is from Warren Edson. Advertising rules. Keep in mind that while the city requires a complaint to start the case against the stores, the MED does not. So that means they pretty much can cruise around, and if they see something that's an infraction, they can work on it. So, you know, be safe out there and try to follow the rules, because this is the point where the world is watching us, and we try to do a good job this time as we're the ones who are going to make it happen for the other states out there, and we don't want to blow it for them, you know. So once again, if you got a big sign outside that says $30 for an eighth or something, maybe you want to kind of pull that down and save yourself the hassle of having to get bothered by them. Yeah, the rules around here are definitely going to get crazy. I think some of the stuff is not making a lot of sense. I heard recently with the MIPS situation that they were talking about testing product from beginning to end, and talking about testing it before, during, and after production, and then if they were to be any kind of outside of the parameters, that it would have to be destroyed. You know, and I don't think they understand that the fact that, well, first of all, we probably could clean up anything that was a mess anyway and turn it into a usable product. That's pretty much, especially when you start talking about, you know, the difference between, say, 0.05% and 0.06% or something of contaminants. It's like we definitely don't want to overdo it. With this whole testing idea, because one of the things about testing is it is important when you're talking about you know, dangerous things with contaminants and things like that. That is important, but when you take into effect that we're putting the numbers at such ridiculously low numbers, where even other industries such as canola oil and stuff have higher amounts in them than the product that we're working with, they're not regulated nearly as much because people are not so concerned because of the fact that they're, you know, thinking it's a smoking product, et cetera. And of course, we want it to be clean, but we definitely do not want to, you know, throw the baby out with the bathwater and start tossing out runs of product just because it doesn't fit within the parameters. You mean there's ways to filter and clean, and I think we can take into effect that the final product should, of course, fit a certain parameter. But it's like when you're doing the processing, it's only going to slow down the processing, and part of the deal is with cannabis is speed. Speed tends to make things work faster. So if you let things sit around while you're having it tested, and then you're going to go back to it and try to work on it, it doesn't always work the best. It's a lot of times things need to be done in a timely manner, especially with water, with any water hash especially. I mean, obviously they're not going to be testing like they will be with the solvents and stuff, but in general, I mean, you need to just start the process and work your way to the end and try to do it as quickly and safely and cleanly as possible. That's kind of the goal. And so, like, by putting a lot of restrictions in there, I don't know if they're going to really help the situation out. I think in the long run, they may make it so that the prices go up and the quality doesn't necessarily reflect that, because if you pull a few products off the shelf because of contaminants, for instance, you know, without any kind of like way for these people to recoup, you can knock some of these smaller people will be knocked right out of business, you know, and that's, I hope that's not the goal, but I mean, sometimes it is, in a sense of, especially in these emerging markets, to filter out all the people that maybe don't have the money or the capacity to do, you know, what the other people get to do. So, yeah, so I think that this testing thing, hopefully they don't take it out of proportion, and there's so much information being gathered now that I'm really, wouldn't say I'm concerned too much, because at the same time I don't think they are going to do anything with it, but it's amazing how much information is getting given, you know, to just voluntarily, and that they can use all this information. I mean, they could write every manual needed by the fact that we've already written them for them, you know. So interesting to see how this whole thing evolves, but at the same time, so got a message that the file we made was too big, of course. Trying to break it up and see if they can send it some other way, but we'll see. Yeah, so as far as the all the other regulations that came into effect, there definitely was some other ones that kind of caused for some concern as far as, you know, will they be possible do people have the capacity to do these things? I don't know. I think a lot of it actually is kind of like how the camera ruling was in the beginning. I mean, we were all expecting every single thing to be hardwired and being sent back and being monitored, and it's just physically not possible. And at the end of the day, we need to sort of self-regulate. That's one of the things that we've been very good at for the longest time. Is self-regulation is the stoner way, I guess, because even back in the day when somebody had something they tried to put on the market that was bogus, they'd be shut down quickly. You know, everyone would be like, no, and then that guy's out. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We self-regulate. So, is there a question that popped up there, or is that? It
says, so no smoking in view of sidewalks and streets rule passed.
Yes, it did. Crazily enough, yes, that rule passed. Will they have a chance to enforce it properly? I don't know. It just gives them another avenue to kind of hassle people. You know, I think at the end of the day, we'll see how far it really goes. Obviously, if you live downtown and you know are kind of next to each other, bam, bam, the whole way. Depending on your neighbor, what it comes down to. If your neighbors are cool, you probably shouldn't have a problem. If you ever had a problem with one, this just gives them another way to complain, and unfortunately, you know, give them a reason to come hassle you. So, yeah, bit of technical overload as far as trying to get that. I knew that was going to be hard to send a video file like that because those things are always heavy. So he's trying, but we'll see. Oh, here we go, Sheldon. I'm just like working my phone today. Oh, yeah. See, that was the problem of always South Bel Air and Bel Air. Always. Yeah. So I think we're probably going to miss Sheldon, unfortunately. But luckily, I was a smart guy. And I brought in some visual aids to explain. Here it is. Dun, 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 dun. So, here's the bag that I don't have. Bam, man, I'm so bummed. I was waiting for this one. Basically, you got a spot for your rig. You got a spot for some water. You got a spot over there for some butane. You got a spot for your torch. You got a spot for your no-goo containers. You got a breakaway spot where you can put either your Incredible or your small piece to go into wherever you got to go. You got a spot over here for your dabbers. And then the part which he's not really showing, which I love, is that this, where your dab rag is retractable. So it actually slides back up into the bag. So you don't ever have to even pull it off. It just kind of pulls out and slides back up into it. So thank God I brought visual aids, because to explain this is just too much. But as you can see, it's shaped like a coffin, hence the name. Hold on. Go for it. Coffin. Yes. So, and look at the end in there. Ooh. Squeeze it in there. So, yeah. So coffin, obviously, because you're coughing all the time. But super nice bags made out of hemp. Actually got a paper dispenser built in here, which is our patented paper dispenser from Hoodlam. So we have licensed that paper dispenser to him. And anybody out there who thinks they're going to do a paper dispenser, they got to talk to me. Talk to me, boy. Place for your... Also a place to put all your knickknacks, like your extra bowls and different titanium nails. So these are going to be about $200 for the bag, and then obviously all the accessories included. But we're trying to get it out the door for in the $420 range, something like that. So it should be good for anybody's budget on that case, because we'll you can go out and spend $400 on just a rig these days, no problem. So and also it even has one more feature. Or I should say one more accessory. Now, I'm not sure about these ones, too. Okay. So these are these amber glass jars that they put the product into. Now, this is claiming 7 months. I don't know if you could keep a tomato for 7 months and have it stay that red, but in general, definitely clear glass, bad idea, right? Whenever you put stuff in clear glass, it looks great for the minute, but I mean, literally 2-3 days later, it's already changing color. So dark, it's got dark, super nice 100% light tight containers, and they're black, so a little bit stylish and cool looking. So anyway, he's got these on lockdown too. So if you buy the coffin, you can get all these products put into it, super cheap, and yeah, awesome. I mean, I wouldn't say super cheap, but there you go, folks. Man, that was a rough one. I felt like a Vanna White there or something. And as you noticed, so the coffins. Give us a shout here, 720-381-1420. If you're interested in one, I can definitely hook you guys up. We will be selling them from the Hood Lab and online at hoodlabstore.com. We're waiting right now for the first bits to come in, and once we get them, we'll post them up so you guys can just get online and order them. Be the first one in your zone with a coffin. So, unfortunately, Sheldon went to South Bel Air. I have to really make sure I emphasize South Bel Air to people now, because he's not the first person that's gone to Bel Air, because I think when you put it into the thing, it obviously sends you over to somewhere completely different, way over on Colorado somewhere, right? So sorry about that, Sheldon. We'll get you on the air one day, and one day I'll get my bag. We will see how that all rolls. And Amsterdam, another catastrophe as far as, let's see if we can get that technical. Here we go. Gabe Mack, boom. Not good, man. No good, man. Cutting up isn't working. Technical difficulties. Well, unfortunately, that's just the way it has to be. But what we will do is try to get that up and rolling for next week, so we can give you guys an update of what we did do. And I'm going to also try to collect as much tomorrow from the actual cup itself, and show you a week later, but whatever, we'll know who the winners are at least at that point. So there'll be we can boo, complain, recount. We can do all that stuff. I mean, that's part of the cup, is complaining of not winning. I mean, that's become actually a bigger part of the cup sometimes than winning the cups, is being pissed off you didn't win the cup. But oh well, I went through it myself many years, and now I'm over it. So good to so like I said, we have 0 guests. I am definitely lonely again today. This is a serious lonely Hearts Club band here, but then again, I do like to talk, so normally I have to let other people talk, that's rough. But if anybody wants to call in and have a chat with me, feel free. We are wide open today on the lines. What other shows we got going on? We got something good coming?
No shows tomorrow.
No shows. Well, Thanksgiving, I guess I should be talking about, right? Big Thanksgiving. I already did in the beginning. I told you guys. Tryptophan to the vein, straight up. That's how you do. But, yeah, it's a very homey holiday. So I think if you're a big football fan like I'm not, then it's a great day for you also. You get to have football, beer, food, get all logged out on the couch. Like, how we are. We smoke ourselves. I'm going to be smoking most of my dinner, I think. That's how it rolls, But great excuse to not get out, not do nothing. Just do nothing day, And then next week, we will be back with a whole bunch of other new and exciting stuff, I hope. People will be coming back from the Cup. We'll probably have... I'll try to get Scott in from Rare Dagnus or somebody, since he won the Legends of Hash Cup. See if I can get his ass down into the studio. And we'll try to get a few other ones who can give us a little recap of what happened, and then maybe I'll show my videos, and we'll do some angles like that. What else? Oh man, I'm lost today. No sidekicks. It's actually hard. Usually, I can just throw a wing dinger over here at Flargle, and then that keeps us rolling. But this week we're gonna have to stretch it a little bit. Total Science coming into town, playing at NORAD. That's why I was playing them earlier today. That's on December 6th, I believe. And those guys, they played for me back in the day. We do Retux in Amsterdam, and I think they were about our third crew that we had sent over from UK. Caught them when they were still fresh and young. It's quite fun to see them now still rolling. So if you are into drum and bass, then that should be a great show. Small venue, super intimate. Like I said before, third Sunday, we got Freaky Flow, also drum and bass at the Hood Lab. So if you need to have a cool smoker-friendly venue, then that's our spot. And once again, Black Friday to this Friday, obviously. Both shops, both the Haight Street shop, which is 1669 Haight Hood Lab, and the one here in Denver at 3354 Larimer. Both 20% off on everything, all new gear, even bigger discounts on old gear. So come on in and go your Christmas shopping over, get it all done with. I mean, that is the bonus point of going nuts on Black Friday is you might actually get all your shopping done on the same day. Not like myself, wait till the last second, if that even, and try to pull something together. But Hood Lamb, always a good gift. Literally the gift that keeps on giving, the good one. Yeah, I mean, pass those old ones down to your friends. Come pick up a new one. We got also a Sam Flores, Jeremy Fish designs that are off the chain. We have a call coming in. Let's check that out and see who we got. Hello there. Welcome to the Adam Dunn Show.
Hey, this is Travis. Well, AWG. I was just calling because I want to know about that.
Man,
I want to know about that no smoking rule, that new one.
Well, I mean, it looks pretty sad. It's like you can't sit out in your like tighty whities out in front of your house and puff down on weed anymore. That's pretty much the way it looks. No more tighty whitey puffing down in the front porch.
Nice.
So
nice, but I can still roll around naked puffing in my backyard, right?
Exactly. So pretty
well, that's
much
all that really matters.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe an improvement. I don't know. For all of you out there who don't know who AWG is, he's the angry white guy. Fresh in here in Colorado. How long you been here now? 6 months or something like that?
Yeah, since March, May.
Yeah, so,
sometime like that. I've been laying low for a while.
Nice. Well, our buddy here, the angry white guy, he used to come to Amsterdam back in the day, so he's seen us since our inception almost out there, and he's a big fan, so he's been kind of cruising, coming by the lab. You like the lab, right?
Oh, yeah, we like the lab.
Good. Yeah, so it
we
looks
like the heads down at the lab, too.
Nice. So it looks like the smoking rule went into effect. I'm pretty surprised actually. I thought that adults were actually in charge here and that they would understand that, it's less offensive for somebody to be smoking a joint than sitting around drinking 40s out in front of their house too, because but there's sort of no rules for that one, I guess. I mean, we still can do that.
Well, and it's okay for the pet factory right off of 70 to go ahead and stink up the whole fucking city. That's cool too, though, right?
Oh yeah, well that's what I was explaining earlier. I mean, those guys are they're definitely like nasty. That's some stuff that just would drive me out of a neighborhood instantly, But I think we'll give it a couple more years, and everybody here will be quite used to the idea of cannabis smells, and probably the complaints will drop to a minimum, So.
Well, I smoke cigs, and I know it doesn't stink as bad as that.
For sure. I mean, that's the one thing people forget, that, you stand in front of any bar, and it's pretty much a bunch of people smoking cigarettes, and there, definitely you have to walk through this cloud to get into wherever you're going, and people got used to that over the years. I mean, back in the day, it was inside, it was all stinking. Now everyone moved to the front, and sometimes, like I said, it's almost worse trying to get in or out of the spot than it is just getting used to it. But oh well, like I said, when they grow up, our rules will be normal again.
Yeah, I was listening to you a minute ago, and you were talking about that the new labeling process.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Right?
And I read the whole PDF on the regulations. It seems to me that any shady dispensary is going to be able to get around that anyways. So, I mean, it says that if the product hasn't been tested for some reason due to time restraints or something like that, that you can put, this product has not been tested, consume with caution. So, I mean, it seems to me that a lot of places will get out of it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that is how these things work. Everybody tries to kind of figure out okay, so now this is the new set of rules. How are we going to work this angle? You know what I mean? That's tends to be the way things roll. So I'm not too worried about it. I think at the end of the day, it's just more like a knee-jerk reaction to okay, let's get everything tested from especially the weirdest part to me, I have to say, is the fact that they want recreational to test everything. but they don't want medical to test anything, you know. And it's like, wouldn't medical be the more important stuff to test, because that is technically the people who
Yeah, 'cause it's not some chucklehead that just wants to get off for the day.
Right,
It's
and
somebody
it's
that
also-
actually
and-
might need it.
and
You
also-
know?
and also-
Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, we sprayed this cancer-causing agent on our cancer patient's weed. Sorry.
Yeah,
You know? But we don't have to test it, so it's okay.
Well, especially, I mean, if people have, for instance, lung problems, and they have a mold in their cannabis, I mean, that can definitely trigger a reaction. And it's like, you'd think that the medical would be more scrutinized, and that would be the one they'd want to like double check 5 times over, because you're going to hand it over as medicine. But there again, you know, they were trying to protect the recreational users, because they have this feeling that you know, this evil cannabis is going to be like too strong, and we need to make it weak. And they're talking about like percentages, like maybe nothing more than 18% THC, which I think is not going to fly, because if they were to destroy anything that's over 18%, then everyone will go out of business really fast. You know what I mean? They don't want
Yeah, there are a lot of strains going under 18 nowadays.
Well, yeah,
people aren't breeding for low percentages.
Exactly. So it would be like kind of an anti statement in a sense. Is like, and also what I try to explain to people is there's a thing called harm reduction, and the key to harm reduction is to smoke less. Really, smoke higher quality and less of it is the way to go, because when you're smoking low THC strains, it's just like smoking weak cigarettes, and you're just smoking more of them. I mean, you watch somebody who's a real, used to smoke normal cigarettes, and now they're smoking lights, but they're smoking twice as many. It's like, I don't think that's actually healthier. I think that's worse. You know what I mean? Because it's
still the same carcinogen intake, and it doesn't matter about the nicotine because you're dealing with the poisons.
Yeah, and the tar is only one part. That's what they consider to low.
Yeah.
But it's just burning anything is not a good idea, you know. So, I mean, I know you love your cigarettes, so I can't really sit here and bash on them too much.
I'm trying to quit. I'm down to about 5 a day now.
That's good. That's a good thing. Well, I think we'll probably have to have you on here more often, just to kind of give us an update on what's grinding your gears out there.
Yeah, that's just about everything in this fucking town.
Exactly. So I'm glad you actually called in. And like I said, we'll definitely check in with you.
Right on. Well, you have a good one.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, take it easy. I'm sure I'll see you at the lab at some.
I bet you will. Thank you. Sorry for cutting you off there. Angry white guy is probably really angry we cut him off right now. So, wow. Woo, we're going to hear it. We're going to hear it. I can't believe you cut me off.
Somebody asked what are your most memorable cannabis cup memories from Amsterdam?
Every year at the Cup, the one thing that I would like to do, I am what I would consider myself when I'm around there. I'm kind of like Mr. Shenanigans, so I'm always pulling stunts, you know what I mean? Because to me, it's like, okay, I got all these people here. They're all expecting something. So while they're there, I try to make sure that they get something memorable, So obviously, Leaf Blower was a big memorable moment. It was a photo op of a lifetime, as far as, thousands of cameras going off and everybody's minds blown because of this contraption that I built. So that was actually one of the obvious great moments. But winning cups, I think we won a total of about 15 altogether. So every time you win one is a really nice, it's a great, awesome feeling, of course. But to me, the wins weren't really the best. And for me, the real cool parts were all the fun and games that we try to do. A couple years. One year we dressed up as cops and we rolled around and we tested everybody for THC to see how high their THC readings were. And if they were, obviously if they went to the greenhouse, I'd be like, so did you guys go to the greenhouse? And they're like, yeah. I was like, well, no wonder your THC levels are so low. We need to pump you up. And we'd give them a giant bong hit on the street, and then check their readings and be like, hey, you're back up again, So those little shenanigan fun things were actually what I liked, because I felt like I was adding to the whole event and making it into something more fun than it could be, because the problem with what you'll notice whenever you go to the Cup in Amsterdam the first time is it's all spread out and it's usually cold and it's kind of hard to get from A to B.
And people don't realize that when they go.
Yeah, it's Warren Etzen jumping in on us. Jumping in, Warren Etzen.
Sorry. This had to kick in, having experienced that, 3 years ago, going for the first time and not realizing that it's spread out.
And everybody's doing something. Like no one's really like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's not like there's only one event to do. So it is kind of hard to do everything, and it's in 1 week. So it's like starts on a Sunday and ends on a Thursday. So it is like one of those, you're already tired because it's by the time that thing's over.
Pre-cup.
Yeah, by the time you started on the Friday before, everyone starts rolling into town. You're already, going for it by Sunday. And then you have to start the events, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're just crushed. You know what I mean? Like whenever I was there, I couldn't wait for the day after the cup so I could sleep finally. I was like, man.
Seriously.
Yeah. Party late, up early, all those things we're not really designed. We're not wired for that,
Well, then most of us from here are also coming over there with jet lag, so that adds to the whole weirdness.
Well, that's for me also too. I was always there, so I could always plan all these crazy things. Oh, obviously the rocket was a good one too. We did the leaf blower rocket. You can look that one up. Dark Star, THC Dark Star. That was a good. Another shenanigans that was fun. But like I said, cup time. It's we've done we do 5 cups a year now. Yeah, we got LA, Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, and Amsterdam, of course. And then now they're talking Massachusetts and Rhode Island and a few other states coming online with more cups. So,
and there's been one in Maine, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking official cannabis cups.
Yeah,
just cannabis cups.
HT one, yeah.
But right. Then on top of that, I mean, we have all the other sub cups. Like here, we have the 710 cup. We've got the Secret Cup going down. That's about to go down in a couple of weeks again, which will be the finals. So it's cup fever. Everybody was like, "You're not going to Amsterdam?" I was like, "Dude, you know how many cups I've done this year?" I mean, I'm almost like, "Wow, cup floweth over now."
And next time I go, I want it a little warmer.
Yeah,
a little warmer.
Well, I mean, I always thought that, to me, the idea back in the day, there was a moment in time when they really could have transitioned it because Spain came on board, and I was like, "Why don't you guys do the November Cup in Spain?" And then do a cool cup in the spring when it's actually really nice, like Keukenhof. Keukenhof is in bloom and all the flowers are there and everybody. Because Holland is a totally different place than in the winter than it is in the summer.
Seriously. Well, jumping into it, Denver will be a unique opportunity this year because obviously anybody from around the world who's over 21 will be able to come into Denver for this year's cup and go into stores and buy marijuana and buy it up to an ounce, as opposed to like this year in Amsterdam where they have all these signs up, warning, 5 grams is the max you can have.
Yeah. It's crazy over there. I mean, they're checking people coming in to the cup, searching people going in, which never happened before. So they're checking your bags and they're making sure people don't have more than 5 grams on them and stuff. So it's definitely, the whole cup changed. I mean, for me, 2 years ago when they did the raid.
Yeah, the year I was compliance officer one day. But anyway, I was the day before the raid.
It was crazy. That was
I wasn't in charge the day of the raid.
That was one of those days where you didn't know you were in Amsterdam anymore. You know what I mean? It was just like, really? And actually, there's a pretty cool video up. I think it has 80,000 views right now, and it's just basically me grinding up all my weed because I just I'm not leaving. I'm not gonna.
Well, and did it get the announcement when they were announcing over the loudspeaker? Is that
the
in
pineapple?
the video?
The pineapple one?
No, the one where they were talking about how, what was it? You had 2 hours. They weren't going to kick everybody out for 2 hours. There was some announcement that came over the loudspeaker.
So basically, just smoke your brains out for 2 hours is what it came down to. It was quite funny. There was a really young cop there when we were there, and he got so high that the other cops told him he had to eat a candy bar and just go over there and sit down and eat a candy because he was just starting to lose it. I was like, look like he was about to go down. It was pretty funny. Actually, the DNA guys were there during that whole thing, and they kind of passed on the info, but I didn't actually get to see it, unfortunately, but I got to hear it from them, and it was pretty funny. It was like, wow. Yeah, it
was a unique experience that day.
It was. I mean, it was one of those, I felt like I made a really good decision moving to Colorado then. I was like, yes, this is the way it's going over here, and over here it's definitely going the opposite, to the point where, I feel now that give it another couple more years, and the youngest officers that are just getting in, right now, they're swearing in. To them, this is going to be normal. You know what I mean? They'll be like, "Oh, what do you mean?"
For the first time in forever, Denver had new recruits in the police academy, and it was something like 10, 12 years they hadn't had people run through, and they actually were trained. They will be the first recruits trained to know this stuff.
Yeah, exactly,
and that will trickle down.
Yeah, and that's kind of stuff where that's the way I felt when I was in Amsterdam, was because it was like, hey, these guys, they don't even know what life is like without a coffee shop. They've never, they're 20 years old. Coffee shop's been there since they were born.
It's just there.
So for them, it's like, but the funny part is they had no problem hassling those people because they're trained just like we do over here. They'll take the police from one town and bring them to another town. Don't make sure there's no favorites, no old school friends, none of that. So they really tried to like turn the tide and make it more like an American style situation where, they used to never have presence on the street. They were always very like, there's a lot of undercovers. That's the one thing about Amsterdam that most people don't realize is it has more undercover cops than any city in Europe. So they would, even though you didn't see the police, they were always there. So if something really ever went down, like if a guy pulled a gun in Amsterdam, the police would be there in a second, and you'd be like, wow, that was fast, compared to here where that's like, gun, whatever. Like, they don't even care. They're like, gun,
5 points. You should have one. Anyway, and that's where I live, so nobody thinks that I'm saying negative things on 5 points. I do have an appointment that I have to run out for a sec, but I wanted to touch base with you, Rosales, and did you want me to go through the weirdness of what Med's doing?
Yeah, let's go through the weirdness.
Just a heads up, for a lot of folks who don't know, particularly our out-of-state listeners, there was a whole new array of new medical marijuana and recreational marijuana rules that went into effect October 15th of this year, and it kind of surprised folks. Most folks thought they went into effect January 1st. One of those rules is Medicinal Rule 1101, which talks about abiding by local advertising rules. And unfortunately, Denver has really strict local advertising rules, which basically boil down to if somebody's legally situated, like on the sidewalk, they shouldn't be able to see a sign. The only signs they should be able to see are one that are attached to the building that indicate the name of the store and the location of the store. But shouldn't see prices, shouldn't see marijuana, shouldn't see come on in and buy the weed, shouldn't see blinking neons, and all that fun stuff. And now the city's kind of been not ignoring it, but the only way they'd proceed with a complaint is if somebody complained. And so people have gotten a little loose and fast with what they're doing in those rules. But as of yesterday, we became aware that Med is now starting to enforce it, and it sounds like drove by somebody with a sign twirler, and it went from there. So, beware business folks, review those rules, because with this extension, now Med can enforce the local rules, and it appears they are going to do that. Everything from, sandwich boards to windows that you can see in the front door from the sidewalk and see exchanges could all become problematic for our business owners and could keep them from transitioning over to recreational. So that's our public service announcement of the day.
There you go. And I think also this is also a very important time for all shop owners to be on the best behavior, because they're definitely, this is the time when you want to prove that you're a benefit to society and you're not there to just, rake in the cash, which as any owner of a business knows, that's not the way it goes. As a business owner, you're probably the last guy to get paid. That's how life is. So I think with this whole, I think also part of this deal of dispensary owners figuring out, like now they're trying to decide between recreational and medical. Stick to the medical as much as you can, because that's a safer situation right now. Recreational is going to be pretty nuts, I think.
Correct, but do be aware of the new rules, because our rules jumped from something like 77 pages to like 120 pages in medicinal, and not recreational. So just be aware that there are new medicinal rules, and so don't just stick to your old idea of what they were.
Well, you can in this industry, because every day it changes. I mean, it's crazy how fast.
It does, man, but I can't tell you how many people just kick back and say, I know that. No, it's not the rule anymore, man.
No.
But I have to run, or else Greg's going to come in here and drag me out. So I'll see you guys in a few. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Warren Edson, live and direct. We're going to have more Warren in the future, and Jason Love, and try to keep up to date with what's going on, because it changes rapidly, as you all know. And let's see, we got one. Any other new questions? Any other new things I need to explain, or nah?
Somebody's just saying that they have a THC hat that you gave them in the 0506 cup, and if they can find it, they'll bring it to the lab this weekend.
Oh yeah, bring the relics to the lab. Nice. Yeah, come on. Yeah, for sure. I'd love to see it. And like I said, we're going to have a pretty busy week. We're not doing like the other people. I mean, I'm pretty amazed. Like a lot of shops are staying open all night long, right? Isn't that the kind of... I was like, what? JCPenney's open all night. I was like, who's going there at 4 a.m? You know what I mean? It's like, God. So it's going to be craziness. But we're going to stay open a little bit later this Friday and try to get in as much sales as possible. And Saturday is actually Small Business Day, and that's actually more important for us as a small business. I mean, Black Friday is great, but I mean, that's also going to be all the big shops going nuts. Saturday, you need to support your small businesses, shops like mine, the Hood Lab, and we need to help all of the shops like that to develop. I mean, and that's part of the whole infrastructure of this cannabis industry is that it's all local stuff. I mean, we're not importing any of our cannabis, that's for sure. So cannabis is grown here, sold here. We're trying to create small businesses. So think of all your dispensaries as small businesses because they are, and think of all of your grow shops as small businesses because that's what they are too. No matter how big, if they're as big as Way to Grow, like our sponsors here, or if they're like a small shop like we have next door here, or any of these other small shops that are definitely, you need to go to those people, use their products, try not to, use your dollar, you're voting $1 to vote or whatever you want to say. How do you want to say that? Use your dollar to vote. Yes, that's how you need to say it. But it's important because that is really how people listen. No, people don't listen to, even if you try to boycott them, it's like, okay, well, wait till the money doesn't come in. And that's when they listen. They can hear about it all day. But try to, stay safe out there. I want to wrap it up because I think we're not going to get anybody else find the place. I mean, and we'll have Sheldon on in the future, and we'll definitely get Bobby B from Cottonmouth Kings on whenever he's here. So we'll be working on it, and stay safe out there and enjoy, and I'll see you guys next week.